Angel Reese believes she's underpaid. In a league benefiting significantly from Caitlin Clark, Reese hates the one player who might lead the league to profitability.
The tension between two of the WNBA's most talked-about rookies just hit another level. During a heated matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese was hit with a flagrant foul after a hard play on Caitlin Clark, sending shockwaves through the arena and lighting up social media.
It should not have been upgraded to a flagrant foul. It was a foul. And I really think if you truly respect women's basketball, let them play, sort of like guys. Many of the media themselves who consider themselves WNBA friendly.
But what do the players themselves have to say about the incident? No drama-filled tweets or cryptic messages, just real words from Caitlin and Angel, each with a unique take on what went down. Was it just competitive fire or something more? Let's dive into what they said.
I got the tech?
I didn't know that.
Oh, first of all,
Yeah. Initial whatever happened during the play and then whatever happened after. We watch a lot of basketball. It's a take foul to put them at the free throw line or rather give up 2 points. I've watched a lot of basketball in my life. That's exactly what it was. I wasn't trying to do anything malicious. That's not the type of player I am. So, yes, it wasn't anything like that. And I went for the ball, and that's clear as day in the replay. You watch it,
Jeff Teague didn't mince words. On his podcast, the former NBA All-Star called out what he sees as a growing victim narrative around Angel Reese, especially after the backlash she received for the hard foul on Clark.
Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, it now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story.
The careers of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have been intertwined for over 2 years, captivating basketball fans across the nation. These former college basketball phenoms have burst onto the WNBA scene with electrifying talent and charisma, igniting a wave of new fans eager to follow women's professional basketball like never before. Yet, beneath the hype of their so-called rivalry lies a more complex story. On the court, their competition feels almost manufactured. Two wildly different players in skill set, style, and position, making direct comparisons tricky. Reese dominates inside with her physicality and defense, while Clark dazzles from the perimeter with her playmaking and sharpshooting. But despite these differences, the media and fans have eagerly pitted them against each other.
ESPN, your anti-Caitlin Clark agenda on full display. Going on and on about how that needs to be a flagrant foul. You didn't say a word about a flagrant foul prior to going to break.
Turning their individual journeys into a headline-grabbing narrative that sometimes overshadows their unique contributions to the game. It's a rivalry that's as much about perception as it is about pure basketball, and it's shaping the future of the WNBA in ways few expected. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark recorded her third career triple-double in Saturday's thrilling season opener against Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. However, the excitement of her historic performance was somewhat overshadowed by a heated moment in the third quarter, a flagrant foul that sparked an immediate and tense separation between the two rising stars.
This angry black woman that has some talent. She's a great rebounder, a great defender, could be an effective player in the WNBA, but she's so toxic, she's so angry, she's so bitter, she's so selfish.
At the 4:38 mark of the third quarter, Caitlin Clark made a fierce defensive play that instantly ignited the crowd and intensified the brewing tension on the court. As Angel Reese drove aggressively toward the basket, Clark chopped Reese's arm in a desperate attempt to block her path, an action that forced Reese to the floor. The physicality of the play immediately set off fireworks. Reese sprang up with a roar, clearly upset, her voice echoing through the arena as she confronted Clark. The intensity of the moment prompted Indiana Fever's Aaliyah Boston to quickly step between the two, trying to prevent the situation from boiling over. After a careful video review, officials upgraded Clark's foul to a flagrant one, signaling that the contact was more than just incidental. In the post-game interviews, both Reese and Clark were pressed about the incident, adding yet another charged chapter to their ongoing rivalry that has been a major storyline this season. Reese expressed her frustration, emphasizing the physical toll and the respect she expects on the court, while Clark maintained her composure, defending her competitive nature and insisting it was a hard but clean basketball play. The moment highlighted not just the fierce competition between the two, but also the underlying emotions that fuel their battles every time they meet. Basketball play. Refs got it right. Move on, Reese said coolly, brushing off a follow-up question about the incident with a no-nonsense attitude. She clearly wasn't looking to dwell on the moment, choosing instead to focus on the bigger picture. Clark, on the other hand, who finished the game with an impressive 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and a career-high 4 blocks, was a bit more descriptive in her take. She acknowledged the intensity of the moment but stood firm in her competitive mindset, explaining that tough physicality is part of the game and that she's always ready to play hard, no matter who's on the other side. Clark was candid in her explanation of the foul during an interview with ESPN's Holly Rowe, saying, "It's just a good take foul. Either Angel gets a wide open 2 points, or we send them to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. Every basketball player knows that." Her calm, matter-of-fact tone reflected her confidence and understanding of the game's physical nature. Meanwhile, Angel Reese has consistently pushed back against the media's attempts to frame her and Clark as rivals. But this week, during a preseason media session previewing the Chicago Sky's upcoming season, Reese unexpectedly cut off a reporter mid-question. The query was about the Fever's star player and the rising attention she's drawing, touching on Reese's own comments from last summer about the WNBA needing more than one marketable star. The interruption hinted at Reese's desire to steer the narrative away from comparisons and focus instead on the bigger picture for the league. "Next question," Reese said firmly during the press conference, signaling she was ready to move past the rivalry talk. The backstory of their highly publicized rivalry dates back to their college days, when both were top picks in last year's WNBA draft. The tension first ignited during the NCAA tournament, after Reese taunted Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes with the iconic WWE star John Cena's "You Can't See Me" gesture. That moment quickly became a national headline, sparking intense media scrutiny and immediate questions in the post-game interviews. The gesture wasn't just a playful jab, it added fuel to the fire, setting the stage for what many expected to be an ongoing saga between two of women's basketball's brightest stars. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now, Reese shared candidly in June 2024 during an interview with WGN9 News. "Sure, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, just look at where women's basketball is right now. People who you'd never expect are talking about the game. Fans are showing up in droves, celebrities are coming to the arenas, and tickets are selling out." Reese's words highlight how, despite the controversy and rivalry narratives, the real story is the explosive growth and rising popularity of women's basketball, something both she and Caitlin Clark have played a major role in shaping. Angel Reese has been clear in dismissing the media's portrayal of her rivalry with Caitlin Clark as something personal or fueled by animosity. Last season, she emphasized that the intensity fans witness on the court is simply a reflection of fierce competition, not hate. "For me, I don't think people realize it's not personal," Reese explained. "I think a lot of folks just assume we hate each other, but that's far from the truth. Me and Caitlin Clark don't hate each other. I want everybody to understand that." Reese went on to highlight the mindset that drives her during games. "It's just a super competitive game," she said. "Once I step between those lines, there are no friends. We're not buddies out there. I'm going to talk trash. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get in your head the entire game." Yet she made sure to clarify that this fierce on-court rivalry doesn't spill over into personal life. "But after the game, we can kick it." I don't think people really realize that duality, that you can be competitive and intense on the court, but still respect and even be friendly off it. Her words shed light on a common misconception in sports rivalries, reminding fans that passion and competition don't always equate to personal dislike, and that sometimes the fiercest battles are played by players who actually respect each other the most. Whenever the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky clash on the court, the intensity reaches another level, and all eyes are on the stars leading each team. Indiana's Caitlin Clark and Chicago's Angel Reese aren't just franchise players. Their rivalry runs deep, tracing back to their unforgettable battles in college basketball. So, when Clark's recent flagrant foul on Reese ignited debate across social media and sports talk shows, it was more than just a single play. It was another chapter in a rivalry that captivates fans and defines these matchups. But beyond the drama, at its core, it's simply basketball. Tough, physical, and fiercely competitive. Saturday's showdown at Gainesbridge Fieldhouse only intensified the spotlight on this fierce rivalry. In a pivotal moment, Caitlin Clark committed a hard take foul to prevent Angel Reese from scoring an easy bucket, an aggressive defensive move that players across the league make routinely. After a thorough review, officials upgraded the foul to a flagrant 1, a decision that, while notable, wasn't entirely unexpected given the play's physicality. Reese, who hit the floor following the contact, quickly sprang up and exchanged heated words with Clark. The tension escalated just enough for the referees to hand Reese a technical foul. Again, a textbook call reflecting the league's commitment to maintaining order amidst intense competition. But the reaction from fans quickly set the internet ablaze, sparking heated debates across social media platforms. Opinions ranged from calling Clark's play a dirty move to arguing it was a calculated, hard-nosed basketball decision. Some saw it as personal. Others viewed it as just part of the game's physical nature. With Clark and Reese already cast as rivals in the public eye, this moment became yet another flashpoint, fueling the ongoing narrative.